Hello, folks. It's Nick Barnaby here at the Digby Model Railway here in Digby, Nova Scotia. Today we are back at it again with the models. Yesterday I was talking about using chalk to outline and add to the detail of the layout. So, how are we going to start this? Well, what's the first thing a steam locomotive drops? Coal. So we're going to gently rub some black chalk up and down the center of the track. And this is just simple. From there, really, it's simpler. Ash, it builds up, drops out of the bottom of the locomotive. So, we come along and we leave some ash. I feel like this is like really oversimplified. I'm pretty much oversimplifying how to do this stuff. It's just adds to the finer detail at the end of it. That's all I can say. Add a bit of Dust Bowl. You know, there's a Dust Bowl, I call it Dust Bowl. Light brown to the outside. And of course, we want to highlight where it was rusting with another and a bit of rust. I know I'm being what's the word? Pretty hush hush, if you will, about this. But as you watch, you will understand. So the brush that I'm using is a darker chalk. These are proper chalks that I bought online, and they're designed to make your railroad look all the better. Because trust me, this is how I do my railroad. This is how I built up our favorite little short line. Then we're going to take some lighter rust and put some highlights so it looks like there's fresh rust coming off the track. And of course, last but not least, a lighter rust. And then that will really make this pop and make your visitors say, hey, this looks pretty good, you know? And I know this is really oversimplified, but that's just it. Layer it properly, and you'll have a beautiful layout. So that's one segment done. What next? Let's move on to the coarse turf. Your next few steps are to grab some glue and to grab some coarse turf. I think. Because apparently this doesn't want to work for me. There we have it. Put some glue down. And then we're just going to run over where we want the coarse turf to be with the glue. Bearing in mind that this still hasn't dried from last night. But that's okay. There's such thing as happy little accidents. From there, we're going to take some of the coarse turf and sprinkle it down where we just glued. Then we're going to take some of our coarser turf and sprinkle it down on top of the other coarse turf. And last but not least, we're going to put a fine layer of turf, the fine blended turf, in where that glue is. And the whole shebang should come out looking like this. And suddenly we have a new background. There are a few techniques that you can add onto this where you can make it look better, such as adding static grass along where static grass should be. You can individually cut and make it look like there's hay or some sort of field or product there being harvested or just growing. Or you could add a picket fence there, a nice little white picket fence, and have animals in it. Or you could add a house or something along the lines of that just to make it better. So what we did was your basic line of how to make that beautiful track work. Of course, with that being said, we are going to continue this series along further and further. So I get to show you guys how I'm doing this. So me, being the mad lad that I am, had forgot several things to add into the video. Here we go. Weathering. It's not just good for locomotives. It's not just good for tracks. You can put that on the shorelines of a pond, which will be a nice little feature for room that you just don't know what to do with. A nice driveway is another feature that you can add leading up to a platform, as well as if you cut styrofoam bits and carve them to look like this, glue on them, turf on them, lay them down, they make nice hedgerows. Another thing you can do is label everything. Things that you know that needs to get done. So that way you can check them off one by one and they'll be done. Last but not least, and I will go over this at some time to show you guys how I make, well, this. So, that's not going to be in this video because I don't have the supplies to do it. I just had enough to do what I had. I'll show you how the pond turns out, though, that's for sure. With that being said, let's go back to our program, shall we? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you get more videos like. I'm Nick Barnaby. This is the Digby Model Railway here in Digby, Nova Scotia. Thank you, and happy Halloween.